What's up everyone, Thralls here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick and I have an album review for you. So one that I definitely had my eye on just because, shit, it's been a long time since these guys put out anything, was the new EP from Vio-Lence, Let the World Burn. This also comes out on the 4th of March on Metal Blade Records. This band formed in the Bay Area in 1985. This is only their third EP, and they do have 3 full-length releases, which I definitely recommend. And this is, God, I want to say their first studio release in like almost 30 years. So it has been a long wait in between releases. And this band is, you know, like one of those like second wave Bay Area thrash acts that really just seem to catch on fire quickly. And then unfortunately just kind of dissipated kind of quickly too. But it was awesome to hear them back, and back with most of the original lineup. Now returning, of course, we have Sean Killian on vocals with his wild, fucking, frantic, insane delivery. Phil Demmel returns after his tenure in Machine Head didn't go so well towards the end, and longtime drummer and founding member Perry Strickland on drums. But this also features new members that also have a really cool pedigree themselves, with Bobby Gustafson, formerly of Overkill, on guitars as well, and Christian Old Wolbers, formerly of Fear Factory, on bass. So when I saw this whole lineup kind of come together, I was really excited, and then I started hearing the singles, and I was like, dude, this sounds like gritty, old school Bay Area thrash, granted with more modern production. The first song I heard was Flesh from Bone, which is the opening track on here, and this is pretty straightforward thrash. The production here, very crisp. The guitars have an absolutely nasty crunch to them. The drums are very punchy. And right out in front, we have Sean Killian just ranting and raving like a lunatic, which, to be honest, Sean's vocals, I've always been kind of like on the fence about them. Like, sometimes they're really good, and then sometimes they're like, man, I feel like he's missing every note on this, but he's doing it with a lot of conviction and a lot of energy, so I kind of let it slide. This one, he actually sounds pretty damn good on here, especially on the title track and the song Screaming Always. When he speeds up the vocal cadences, he just sounds even more feral on there. And when you have these nasty machine gun guitars behind him, which machine gun guitars are all over this, it just kind of amps the energy up quite a bit. You can definitely draw a lot of comparisons to Exodus, both sort of like in the modern sense, like in terms of where they are now, and kind of in their early sense, like Bonded by Blood, especially in terms of like, you know, the vocalist not being necessarily the most tuneful vocalist, but he's delivering everything with a lot of energy. And I kind of like that Paul Bailoff sort of spirit. What I've always liked about this band, though, is despite being a Bay Area thrash band, and that definitely has its own sound, there's a bit of like a crossover thrash feel to them. They always felt more like punky and in your face for all the Bay Area thrashers. Like, this was the Bay Area thrash version of like SOD and DRI, which thrash already has a fuck ton of fucking attitude to it, but you kind of add that punky hardcore sense, and that's, you know, even more fuck you dad, I'm not mowing the lawn sort of energy that's all over this. Except these guys are older now and they have to mow their own lawn, so like, fuck me, I have to mow my lawn. And that sucks because when you get older, your feet hurt, and your fucking knees hurt, everything hurts. That's just getting older. So to all our younger viewers, you have so much to look forward to. It's gonna be so much fun. But luckily all that youthful energy is still captured on here. Again, the title track is just flat out vicious, and it's a dark track. I especially like the break that comes around the middle of the song where Sean delivers a very ominous spoken word that actually kind of reminded me a lot of the song Forensic from the Haunted's debut, where Peter Dolving was pretty much telling us we all fucking suck. Well, Sean's back to remind us that we all suck right now. And unfortunately, humanity has a long track record of just fucking sucking. And if you don't believe me, just turn on the news for a little bit, and then I recommend turning it off and, well, just hope for the best. Now, while this is pretty much a high-octane, like, no-holds-barred EP because it keeps a fucking fast pace pretty much throughout, it does break it down and get a little bit groovier on the song Upon Their Cross, which, honestly, again, another just dark, vicious song, but it has this sort of groovy bounce to it, and I just absolutely love it, and it delivers some of the heaviest riffs on the entire album. I don't think there's necessarily gang vocals on here, though I'm not really sure, but either that or they're layering Sean's vocals, and it kind of creates a gang vocal effect, but it comes across as very fucking powerful. The pre-chorus and the chorus are fucking gigantic, especially the chorus. That fucking riff in the chorus is just disgusting. And if that wasn't disgusting enough, they cap it off with a stupid huge breakdown at the end of the song, which is just pure fucking violence. Now, when I was going over this, I was kind of thinking about what my expectations were for this. And it's kind of like the whole expectations for comeback albums after long, periods of inactivity. What do you expect? And honestly, what I expected was pretty much what I got in here. They just delivered a solid thrash EP, like just doing what they do. And honestly, in terms of like comeback albums and, all that stuff, I think that's the way to go at first. You deliver what the fans expect of you before trying to do a lot of flashy and new stuff. Now, you could argue that there was another side of that. Well, it's like, they're just kind of doing what they did, and there's really nothing new and fresh to draw me in. And I can understand that one, but at the same time, I would rather see them do that later on. Like, this EP is essentially just reminding the world that they are back and they are still exceptionally good at what they do. And they even bolstered their ranks with some solid players that, have their own pedigree as well. And overall, they pretty much checked off all the boxes in terms of delivering a comeback album, or rather EP in this case. They brought forth all the aggression they were known for. They showed off some flashy songwriting, though it is just straightforward thrash. Not a lot of frills on here, but honestly, I think it's the lead trade-offs between Gustafson and Demmel that really kind of spice it up. There aren't a tremendous amount of like big harmonies or anything like that, but it's not kind of their thing. Their thing is violence, like without the hyphen. It's just musical violence. And that was pretty much what I wanted. I wanted to hear if they still had it in them to write just an absolute banger of an EP. And I would say they pretty much did. I mean, you could say it is a tad generic. Like, it definitely sounds like a lot of stuff that you would hear from Modern Testament, Modern Exodus, and this band had more of a cult following, I guess. Like, they weren't as big as Exodus or Testament or really a lot of Bay Area bands, but they did have a solid following, and they were known for just intense fucking live shows left and right. And I just feel that is kind of resurfaced on this. So yeah, overall, I gotta give this 3.5 stars. I really dig this. It pretty much brings the energy back. It is maybe a little generic, I guess, in a way. Like, granted, you are going to hear a lot of these tropes pretty much in a lot of thrash bands, but these guys are doing it with, all the, heart doesn't seem right. Fucking brass knuckles to your fucking face that they possibly can. Like, that replaces the heart. Brass knuckles, your face. The lead trade-offs are great. Demmel and fucking Gustafson fucking kill it on here. Sean Killian sounds really good, and it's awesome that we still have him with us because he was recovering from a liver transplant, and that could have gone south pretty quickly. Perry Strickland still fucking killing it on fucking drums, like a very solid drum performance on this. And also, it was just good seeing Christian Old Wolvers on something cool again. Like, it'd been a minute, and the whole Fear Factory legal battle, God, long drawn out, and well, I mean, we got Fear Factory back. Kinda, I don't know, it still feels weird, but that's a different story. This is a short, fun, violent offering, and I really dig it. Like, it does exactly what it should in terms of reestablishing the band's brand, and dude, riffs, fucking just pit spinning energy, bring it. I hopefully will get a chance to see this band at MDF. Again, it kind of depends on when all the other bands I really want to see play, but this is a solid EP. I'm probably going to order it right after I turn off the camera. And if you are a diehard Bay Area thrash fan, there's a good chance you had this on pre-order. But if you didn't, go get this shit because it's pretty fucking sweet. So if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We are also on Patreon. If you'd like to help us out there, there'll be a link down below. There will also be a link to our giveaway for once we hit 10,000 subscribers, which, I mean, we got a little over 100 to go, and it's pretty fucking crazy that we're at this point, but we wanted to celebrate that with a killer giveaway. We're giving away one of our shirts, which I fucking love that design, and I love that most of you love it. We are also giving away a limited pressing of the new Alien Weaponry album. It is on a ocean blue vinyl. It's pretty damn cool. And we are also throwing in a $100 gift card to Bandcamp. Again, we recommend you spend it on Fridays so the bands get all the money. But yeah, thank you all so fucking much. It has been absolutely just kind of mind-blowing that we kind of just did this thing in my basement and it didn't turn out to be completely lame. So yeah, winning. You guys have been fucking super cool, and honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I do this, because I think we have an awesome community here. So thank you all once again, and we will catch you later.